All right, Sam, I think we are good to go. So yeah, let's go ahead. So thank you everyone for joining today's session. As you know, this is just an informative session about the Microsoft incentives in general, a bit more focused on the Microsoft Marketplace side of the house. I'll be taking part. I'll be talking about this part, and I have with me Sam. She'll be taking the other side of the house of the incentives. If you want to, Sam, just quickly introduce yourself, and then I can start.
Morning, everyone. I'm Sam Taylor. I work for Microsoft. Been working for Microsoft for about 6 years. All of my background is data centers, hosting. So yeah, lots to do with cloud. Hopefully we'll be able to help you this morning understand just how easy it is to be able to migrate across to Azure and use some of those funding incentives to support that.
Thank you, Sam. So myself, I'm Javier. I'm one of the directors of ISV Growth in EMEA here for Transact. I joined Transact 1 year ago, and since I started, I've been in a close look of the incentives regarding the marketplace. So yeah, I got quite proficient on them, and that's the reason we are presenting today the session. The idea of the session is you guys understand in simple terms which incentives you have available for you in regards to the marketplace and outside of the marketplace, and we'll try to use simple terms for you guys to understand easily. So let's jump into the agenda very quick. We'll be covering the incentives for this fiscal year 2025. We'll be talking first about the Marketplace Transact and Growth Incentive, then the ISV ACR Growth Incentive, the Marketplace Rewards. Then Sam starts to talk about the Azure Innovate and the Azure Migrate and Modernize. Focus on 3 pillars. The first one is understand the incentive, quickly and easy and simple. The second one is how to maximize the profit on this incentive. And the very last one is how to get eligible for these incentives. What is the enrolling process? So let's jump into the very first incentive in regards to the marketplace. This is the Transact and Growth Incentive, and it's one of the simplest and our favorite, to be honest. It's very straightforward. So Microsoft has given like a few milestones for you to arrive. So if you sell in the marketplace $100,000, then Microsoft is going to reward you with $20,000 in cash. As simple as that. It's not Azure credits or is anything else. It's money going into your bank account. You sell $100,000 in the marketplace, Microsoft rewards you with $20,000. Simple as that. Then there is a second milestone inside of this incentive, which is the $4 million. Quite high, so some companies maybe won't be aiming for this second milestone, but in case you reach to it, it'll be $50,000 in cash reward when you arrive to this second milestone. Now, you are an ISV and you are asking yourself, like, okay, that's amazing, this incentive, but how can I get this? How can I arrive to this $100,000? What we Transact, we recommend always is you don't really need to go into the marketplace and find your very first customer and being a new one, because to be honest, arriving to a new marketplace, a new market, sometimes it's difficult to start. So what we recommend, if you have, for example, existing customers outside of the marketplace, and for example, you have a renewal coming up soon, then what you can do is you can move your renewal from outside of the marketplace into the marketplace. If this ticket is high and you arrive to the $100,000, then you'll be able to benefit from these incentives. So you can do with 1, 2, 3 customers until you arrive to $100,000, and then you'll be able to cash up the $20,000. Now, let's jump in more detail as well. For some companies that maybe have some subsidiaries, so for big companies that are present in different sides of the world, you can leverage this for as many subsidiaries you have in the world. So let's give an example. Like my company is based in UK, for example, so I could be selling in the marketplace $100,000, and then I will get $20,000 cash back. Then imagine I have a subsidiary in Dubai, then I could be selling as well in the marketplace there, and I will be able to get the 20,000 extra, and I have another subsidiary in United States, and you could be leveraging this 100,000. This is quite simple with our app. I know for some people, if maybe you are already in the marketplace, maybe it's a bit complicated, but it's as simple as opening a few partner locations for every subsidiary you have, and then you transact through these subsidiaries, and then you are able to leverage the incentive a few times for as many as branches you have. So that's the strategy. Let's move to the how to enroll to this Transact and Growth Incentive. So it's pretty straightforward, but as well sometimes can be easy to miss. You get an email sent to you to your email inviting you for the campaign, and the way to enroll is you go to Partner Center, then you move to the incentive style, you go to enroll into the campaign. It's called campaigns, and you will need to fill the payout and tax profile. So you see here in the left, it says program name campaigns, and the status should be appearing as enrolled in green. Okay, if not, you are missing something. So we have prepared a Tango guide in case you need to follow it. So we'll be sending this presentation as well for you to click in case you want to double check. Now, the important part, when I will get paid. So this really depends on when your transactions fall in. So Microsoft checks every quarter. So for example, now we are in Q1. So at the end of Q1, 30th of September, it finished. And if you are eligible for this Q1, you will get paid 60 days after the end of Q1. So September, October, November, the end of November, you will get paid for this incentive. Okay. It's very important to understand how billing in Microsoft Marketplace works, so you understand where your transactions are falling in. So for example, let's say, as an example, today we make a transaction, which is, let's say, between the 1st or the 30th of September. We are on the 30th. So let's say we do a transaction today. This will mean that Microsoft is going to bill the customer on next month, on October, which means you will get paid on the 16th of November. And the problem is these transactions won't fall under Q1. It will fall under Q2 because Microsoft bills the customer in October, which means this transaction would fall under Q2, so not under Q1. This is very important to understand, especially if you leave these parts at the very end of the year. So in June, make sure you don't do your transactions in June and make the month before. Otherwise, you will be missing the deadlines. You also can track how to get paid in here. So you go to the earning page in Partner Center as well. You can click by lever, and once you get paid, you will see it there. Okay, that was the very first incentive of them. So let's move to the second one. This one is the ACR Growth Incentive. And what it does is Microsoft is giving you cash rewards on Azure consumption. So Microsoft, every time you grow on your consumption, they are gonna reward you. And the way they check is quarter over quarter. So if you grow your Azure consumption for the next quarter, then you'll get some incentives on top of it. So there's 3 levers under this incentive. The first one is pretty simple, is the first one, which is Microsoft is giving you 10% in cash rebate from your growth quarter over quarter. So this one is pretty straightforward. Then the second one is lever two, which it has an extra requirement, which is you need to be IPCO eligible the previous fiscal year. So that's the second one. And the third one, the lever 3, this one is more focused on strategic workloads. So Microsoft has some products that they want to incentivize the consumption. So when you have more consumption under these products, Microsoft will give you a 15% back on the growth on consumption on these products. Okay. I know it's a bit complicated, so let's jump into an example which maybe is more clear for everyone to understand. So let's give the typical example. Contoso, company Contoso has a consumption on Azure of 120,000 in the last year. And it was IP co-sell incentivized since last fiscal year as well. And what is happening this fiscal year? So in Q1, they have a consumption of 120,000. On Q2, they increased the consumption to 220,000, and 20,000 of this consumption was in Azure Cosmos DB. So they have a total growth of 100,000 quarter one to quarter two difference. So let's give an example with this. So for level one, they will get 10% out of the 100,000 increase on the consumption. So they will get $10,000 cash back. Because of level two, they were IP co-sell incentivized last year. They will get an extra 10% on this growth, so another 10,000. And the very last, for level three, because they were consuming on this growth Azure Cosmos database for a value of $20,000, they will get 15% of this $20,000, which means $3,000 extra. So a total of $23,000 in cashback just to consume Azure and consume and grow your Azure. I hope this is clear. I tried to do it as simple as possible, so I hope everybody understood. Let's jump to the how to get enrolled in these incentives. So good news on this one. It's exactly the same campaign as the one of the incentives before, which means if you are enrolled in the Transact and Grow Incentive, then you are also enrolled into ACR Growth Incentive. So pretty simple on this one. Just double check you are enrolled in the campaigns program. Then when you will get paid on this one is exactly the same as the one before, but a bit different as well. So instead of you get paid 60 days after the eligibility, the finish of the quarter one, quarter two, etc., you will get paid 90 days, between 90 days after the end of Q1, Q2, Q3, etc. And you also can track it in the earnings section by level. So that was the second incentive in regarding the Microsoft Marketplace as well. And let's move to the very last one, which is the Marketplace Rewards. And let's explain what it is. So this one is very, very tied to the more you sell in the marketplace, the more rewards you are going to get in the marketplace, okay? Microsoft wants you to sell. So the more you sell, the more you are going to get. Here in the right, you can see a table which we are going to be more focused on now in the next page. But you can see all the incentives there. You unlock them the more you sell. So in the top, you have the number that you are that you need to reach. And when you reach that number of sales, you start to unlock some of the benefits. There's two benefits on this program. One is marketing. So you are going to unlock Microsoft Power for marketing. And the second one is Azure credits. Microsoft will reward you with Azure credits that you can use for your consumption, for your offering to clients, etc., etc. So let's move into the strategy. What I will do if I'm here in the marketplace and I'm new into this. So what would I do? The first benefit that you can unlock from the very beginning is the marketplace listing optimization. So Microsoft is going to check your listing, and they're going to offer some recommendations and changes on your listing. So this is going to impact very good on your exposure on the marketplace. So I really recommend you to do it. Now, if you are focusing on the previous strategies and first you want to VIP co-sell, which means you need to sell $100,000 in the marketplace, which should be the first goal that every ISV wanna do when they come to the marketplace. So once you reach this $100,000, you will start to get the Azure credits as well. So you will unlock 30K plus 5K, so which means you will get 35K on Azure credits that you can use for your consumption or to offer, as I said, for example, as a discount to a customer or something like that. Then as well, you will get other unlocks, so marketing power from Microsoft. And this is very important you do it in the right time. So once you do, because it's only one chance, you only have one chance to do it. So it's very important you have a really good, strong success story, which means when you bring your customer to the marketplace, let's make sure we have a good name, good success story, and we create a good reference so we can use it to leverage it within the Microsoft environment. So you will be able to do the Microsoft Seller webinar and the Solution Spotlight, and this will give you exposure to the Microsoft sellers so people can understand your solution as well, and means they can resell it as well, because you'll be also IP co-sell eligible under that time, which means Microsoft will get incentivized on selling your product. So all these three combined will create a really good impact and will start momentum. So this is the moment you wanna put your batteries on and start selling in the marketplace, and that's it. So there is I'm leaving a few information links in here. So if you have any questions on these programs and benefits, you can always message the rewards team. So you have the email there. They work very well, and if you have any doubts or you need some guidance, they can guide you. So I really embrace you to contact them. Then also there is the form links here in case you already are in the tier of getting the Azure credits. You can just fill the form and you will get the credits on your Azure tenant. Now, how to enroll for these marketplace rewards? The moment you publish in the marketplace, you are eligible, so you can find them in the benefit style in marketplace in the partner center, or you can go to the official marketplace rewards portal. You will find them there. Okay, I won't stop too much in here. And now let's jump to the quick start action strategy. So I'm an ISV who I'm arriving to the marketplace and I don't know what to do. So what is the best strategy I should follow? So the best strategy we recommend is get a 100,000 renewal outside of the marketplace and move it to the marketplace. Why? Because this will create a $20,000 in cash incentive from the Transact and Growth Incentive, which means you are already getting your ROI back. So you get extra 20,000 out of the marketplace. Then this will create a partnership with Microsoft. You will qualify for IP co-sell incentivized, and then you will be, so your product will be incentivized for Microsoft sellers to sell it, which this creates momentum. Then as well, you will get $39,000 in Azure credits that you can discount it for your consumption or to offer it, as I said, as a discount for customers. And once you move this renewal into the marketplace, you will have a success story that you can leverage into the marketplace people and use the marketplace rewards tool that we explained before for impact in the Microsoft environment. Now I would like to ask Sam, do you have anything to add in here on this front on Microsoft side of the house?
Just 2 points to make. So IP co-sell ready, the 100,000 is unlocked in 2 ways. So you can unlock it by selling 100,000 in the marketplace, but also you can achieve it from actually spending 100,000 on your own platform. So that's in the last 12 trading months. So you've got either of those options. And then also just to say, to become transactable in the marketplace, you do need to host at least 50% of that solution in Azure. So that is something that you submit as part of getting transactable on the marketplace. And hopefully the piece that I'm going to talk about now will help you in achieving that if you don't have a solution in Azure right now.
Let me move. Can you see the screen moving?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, good.
Perfect. Okay, you can move on to the next one. So I'm going to talk about 2 programs today. I'm going to talk about Azure Innovate and Azure Migrate and Modernize. Both programs, Javi, you can move to the next slide.
Yep.
Both programs can be leveraged either as existing customers or as new customers to Azure. And there's a really great website, and I've included it within the slide, aka.ms/Azure Hero Offerings, that explain both of these. And there's a really lovely video that you can watch as well on there that just takes you through the thought process behind it from an ISV perspective. So next slide, please, Javier.
Yeah.
So the first one, Azure Innovate. This was around last FY. There's been a few changes this year. Essentially, what it does is it helps you to explore the new AI technologies we have. So Microsoft was one of the first companies globally to take AI technologies and roll it across their software stack. And we took all of that learning and we put it into Azure AI Studio. So Azure Innovate can be utilized in two ways. You can work directly with Microsoft to access that funding, or you can go to the Microsoft partners. Those partners that are ECIF partner enabled will be able to help you. And we, Javier and I, have a number of those in the different countries that you're all in if you do need recommendations. And you can access some funds by applying through those partners or directly for a POC. So the proof of concept will take you through your business scenario, your business use case, and we'll actually get something stood up in Azure for you to have a look at and to prove the technology. So that's the first part of the funding. If you like it and you want to then publish it into production, there is another pot of funding, depending on how much that costs to run per month, that can be accessed, and that can then help towards the production costs. So that's Azure Innovate, and that's available to new customers and existing customers. And then we have another funding called Azure Migrate and Modernize, which has been around for a long time, has had multiple different names, but for this year it's Azure Migrate and Modernize. Exactly the same. You can access it directly if you've got account management within Microsoft, or you can go to any Microsoft partner and they can help you with this. Again, it's in two sections. So the first section is an assessment, and there's money towards that partner doing an assessment for you, looking at the workload that you want to migrate across or create in Azure, and they will design that and help you put together a business case for that. And then depending again on the amount that then drives as a cost per month in Azure, there is another pot of funding that can then be utilized to actually help you towards those costs of the partner to actually do that migration for you. It can include everything from the landing zone 2, so that you know that you're meeting the best practice guidelines around CAF, around like the security, the data privacy, and that's that all-encompassing program. I've given some examples of ways that we see most organizations, and that includes big enterprises, right, utilizing the funding. But for ISVs, we see a lot of just, we have a solution in another cloud on premise, and actually would like to become transactable in the marketplace. We'd like to stand something up in Microsoft to be able to transact those solutions for our Microsoft partners. So that's the one to utilize for that. Next slide. So Javier and I work together in the UK with UK ISVs. We also have a team. So I have a team, Javier has a team that works across EMEA and actually probably globally through extended teams. We work to help ISVs to grow across 3 pillars: commercially, technically, and with the go-to-market. So you've seen today, Javier has helped to explain really well the incentives that are available on the go-to-market side. Technically and commercially, hopefully the funding that I've given you access to understand that's available to help with those AI proof of concepts and ideas, as well as the migrating of solutions to Azure. That's available technically and commercially. And we hope that that will form the basis of your first steps towards a partnership with Microsoft and WeTransact. And yeah, you can contact us directly. There's our emails. If you're not in our geography, then we absolutely can put you in touch with the right people. And I guess there's like 3 minutes for questions, right, Javier?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, let's just for you to know, we have post as well the official link to campaigns here in case you wanna go deep dive on them. So we'll be sharing this presentation as well in case you need to have a look again. Yeah, we can jump into the questions. I don't know if there is any. Let me very quick go to the chat. I can see there is no questions, so I cannot see them as well. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining today. As Sam said, if you have any other questions or you need help with getting transactable or get incentives, you can contact us or Microsoft. Sam, you have the links for our emails in here. And yeah, we'll be happy to discuss what is best for you and review your strategy. So nothing else to add, Sam, if you want to say anything, but thank you everyone for joining today. And nothing, we'll see you soon.
Have a good day, everyone. Thank you.
You enjoy the rest of the week. Bye-bye.